Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today I want to talk about insurance, health insurance to be exact. There is a new car insurance. If you're actually coming to the Philippines and you're buying a car and you want to have full coverage on your car, a company called Alpha, A-L-P-H-A, car insurance. It's a surety company. Which is great. You can actually get motorcycle and car insurance. Now all these will be in my description, so you can actually click on them and go to the site, or you can search in your browser, depending on what you guys want to do. But today I want to talk about actually health insurance. I get a lot of questions on health insurance. What kind of policy can I buy? Will it cover me? Is there a policy I can actually buy when I leave the United States? Will it cover me? Well, actually you can. You can actually buy what they call traveler's insurance. You can actually buy that policy whenever you're actually getting ready to leave the United States. It comes with on your ticket. You can actually buy traveler's insurance and free cancellation policy, cancellation on your ticket. Now, the good thing about those policies is you can actually branch out and keep them longer than the 1 week, 2 week, or 1 month that you're staying here. You can actually talk to them and they'll actually extend the policy and give you a policy for a year or 6 months or however long you need it for. They actually have policies catered exactly for expats or foreigners traveling to the Philippines. And it's not excluding any nationality can actually get these policies as long as you can afford them. Now these policies range, that I'm going to talk about today, range in price anywhere from, you can get them, depends on the coverage, it's the same old story. These health insurance policies range anywhere, believe it or not, from $35 a month all the way up to, $200, $300, $400 a month. Now the policy, really, what you have to say to yourself, really, how much insurance do I need? Well, I'm going to kind of give you a guide on that and answer some of those questions for you today. Now, insurance, if you know anything about the Philippines, there's actually what you call public and private care, just like it is in the United States. Public care it's fine, but more than likely you're going to want private care if you're a foreigner, because that's what you're going to be kind of used to. It's the hospitals here, they do have public care and they're fine and they're wonderful. And they do a great job of helping the people, and they do help. But they also have private care. You can actually go and get a private care like a Catholic hospital or a German hospital in Davao, German hospital in CDO. Let's see, there's many. St. Luke's is another one. As my subscribers is going to call it St. Nick's, and it's not St. Nick's, it's St. Luke's. But here are I'm just going to say 14 to 15 insurance policies you actually get. Now, I'm actually going to add this in my description, so all you guys have to do is click on it, and I don't get any money for these. These are just companies that I did research on and spent the time online today, and I took a look at it so we can kind of give you an idea on what policies that are available. Now, the one that there are many, and I have insurance. I have health insurance through Cheche, Philly Health, and I've used it, and it has worked, and it does help. And it's really great, everything except for what they call the Z package, internal surgeries or surgeries like that. But if I break my arm, I can go to the hospital. If I have a cut on my head, I can stitch it up. It'll cover some or part or all, depending on what it is that's wrong with you. Now, for me, I had something growing here. It's a tissue here. It was actually a pimple, and we popped it and ended up going bad. Had to have surgery on it. Actually, I had to have 3 or 4 stitches there. And they sent it off to get it looked at, and I had to pay for that. But actually, I didn't pay for it. The insurance company did. Philly Health paid for it because I'm under the old policy with my wife. We pay $2,400 a year, and I'm under the old package with her. But I also do have this particular company right here, Pacific Prime Insurance. This is a pretty good company. They'll actually give you a quote online. All these you can actually call them, and you can do it online. And it's really easy to do. You just fill out the form, send it in, and they'll send you back a quote on this. If I was actually to do it all over again, I would actually go to pick out 4 or 5 of these that you think that you like after you did some research, and actually send in for free quotes. The quotes are going to run anywhere on the average from, I'm just going to say for an American, it's going to cost you anywhere from $60 to $80 a month, depending on the coverage, all the way up to $150 or so a month. Now, some of these policies will cover you up to 70 years of age, and you can actually get a policy for over 70 years of age. Now, if you're an American and you're under, Medicare, Medicaid, and things like that at 65, which I'll be dealing with that next year myself, you'll have to make that decision whether you want to keep that policy and use the specific prime as an add-on or something like that. They can also fly you to Guam, but if you have a heart attack and they got to yank out your heart or something tragically is wrong, you're not going to have time to fly to Guam to get your, your Medicare, Medicaid done. So you have to make a decision on that also. That's really a big decision for somebody coming to the Philippines is, what exactly do you actually do with that, right? Do you get it? Do you keep it? Or you just deny it? And that's a big question. Do you keep the Medicare? They're going to take it out of your check every month, Social Security? Excuse me. Or are you going to just spend it? So Pacific Prime is an insurance company. Excuse me. Sorry about the coughing. I don't think I cut it out, but it's okay. Pacific Prime is one. Another one that's actually pretty good is Pacific Cross. It's part of the, they are actually part of the formerly Blue Cross and Blue Shield program. So Pacific Cross is one that you'll actually do. Is actually the old Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And actually, yes, Blue Cross and Blue Shield does work here in the Philippines. And yes, you can have Blue Cross and Blue Shield here in the Philippines, and which is a big kudos. And it's actually a pretty good policy from what I understand. I have a couple of friends that actually have that policy. It's actually pretty good. April International Travel. It's actually travel insurance, and you can get a monthly quote from them. April International Travel. Like I said, the links will be in here. Another one is Bupa, B-U-P-A International. That's a great company right there. They're highly listed as one of the top international companies that you can actually get quotes from. Healthcare International, another great company that's been around for a long time. I think probably mid-50s, mid-60s, Healthcare International. And another one is Caritas Health Shield. It's a company here in the Philippines. It's more like an HMO than anything else, but you can use it, and it works fairly well from what I understand. But they have been on the news lately of unresponsive on some of their claims. So, of course, it's the same old story. I've had that with United Health and Aetna. Cigna Global Health is actually another policy. It's actually a pretty good policy. It's been around a long time, and that will be listed here. You guys can actually look at that. Cigna, I mean, it's been around a long time. Integra Global Personal Health. Integra Global Personal Health is another great company. United Health Plans, one of the largest companies in the world. If it is not the largest, I don't know. At one time it was the largest. It's part of the United Healthcare Plan in the United States. I know at one time it's rated with Aetna and companies in Cigna being one of the largest there. So that they do cover you here, and you can get actually pretty good policies from him. I got a quote from them when I was coming here, and it was actually $75 a month with a $1,000 deductible, which is now increased up to $10,000, and that's the key. The lower the deductible, the higher the rate you're going to pay monthly, and you guys understand that. So if they have to operate on your heart, but I'm going to get in that. I actually need to do another video on that, on actually healthcare and operations and things like that, and I may do that. You can actually hit the links in the description, and they can actually vary. Geo Blue, G-E-O Blue is another one. And believe it or not, there's a company called IMG Insurance. IMG is one that has a pretty good plan. They actually are part of a banking system, and they actually have banks. So it's not a bad plan at all. Atlas Group is another great plan that you guys could take a look at. And these particular policies, you're going to find that you can actually get quotes from them, and you can actually make a decision on what is the best thing to do with them. As far as I would check as much or all, and then make a decision. Oh, okay, I decided I don't want that, I want this. You're going to find pros and cons in anything that you do, and you're going to find the positive and negatives in all these insurance companies. Are all of them perfect and good? No. You just need to find one that suits your needs as being right here, and one that you can financially afford. And what I mean by that is, if you can only afford so much, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. If you can only afford $100 a month, that's all you can do. You get the $100 a month policy, and it's better not having any policy at all. You can actually buy insurance here in the Philippines. They do have some HMO policies that you might find is really better also. They run anywhere from $30 a month up to $80 a month. And then you can just go in the hospitals here, and they do cover foreigners. You can actually go and buy an HMO card and go to their particular facilities, wherever one they decide, and they have their own doctors and their own plans. And it's really not bad. I mean, it works, and it does okay. Is it any better than U.S.? Yes, it is a little bit better. I do want to say this. When you come here to the Philippines, this is what you're going to expect more than anything else. Dentists are cheaper. Hospital care is cheaper. It doesn't mean that you don't get the same service. You get as good or better service than you do anywhere else. I went to the dentist. I got better service than I ever had in my life. I've been to the doctor. I've had better service than I've ever had in my life. The nurses and practitioners and all the people actually care on your needs. They actually come in and ask you, and they care, and they become friends with you, and they actually care on how you're doing. If U.S. they care, I'm not saying they don't care, but what I'm saying is they actually take a personal interest and make sure you're good. Whether you're Filipino or you're American or German or French or whatever you are, they actually really care about your need here. And I'm saying that from personal experience, that they do that. When I had typhoid, I couldn't ask for anybody to be any nicer. I really couldn't. And when you go into the doctors, I use Philly Health for my typhoid fever. It covered 99% of everything, except for my, actually, I had to pay for my prescriptions, which were a little over 1,000 peso, which is $20. So, which is, my antibiotics and things like that they had me take. There's like 3 or 4 different medications of the typhoid. And it's like dengue. Once you have typhoid, you have typhoid. Dengue, once you get dengue, you have dengue the rest of your life. So here are approximately 14, 15 companies. All of them are really pretty good, pretty decent. You might check them all out. Make sure you check out Pacific Prime, Pacific Cross, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, Bupa, Healthcare International, Caritas, and Cigna, and of course United and Integra. Those are my hot spot, I would say, companies that you could actually look at. And I think you'll find that you'll really enjoy getting that and getting it done off your back. That's the hardest thing in the world is, should I do it, shouldn't I do it? Even if you get a small policy, if you're paying $50 or $60 a month that you can afford, it's better than nothing at all. And those policies will cover up to $10,000 to $12,000 depending on what coverage that you get. Now, will that cover everything that you need here in the Philippines? Not really, but it does cover a major part of your bill. I mean, there's many people going to hospital here, and the bills are $2,000 and $3,000. And if they had even a small policy of, the $200,000 to $250,000 policy, it would easily cover that, which is $4,000 or $5,000. So the highest that I saw that they could go, especially on some of them, were up to $750,000, which is $13,000. So $13,000 US dollars. Actually, and that's not bad, paying $30, $40 a month for a $12,000, up to a $12,000 policy. There are hospitals here. I got to tell you, they're really good. They're clean. Public hospitals aren't as clean as the private hospitals, but you'll find that the private hospitals has as good or better care than they do that I've had experience in my past in the U.S. So I want to thank everybody for watching. This video. It's gone on for 14 minutes and 47 seconds. A little long video, but hopefully you guys will like it. And thank you so much. Please hit subscribe and like.